Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown. Well, it was trade deadline day, but unfortunately, no further news to report for the Edmonton Oilers today. They do nothing. There was early reports that the Edmonton Oilers were possibly interested in bringing in Jordan Eberle from the Seattle Kraken, but Eberle ultimately re-signs with the Kraken for 2 years, so that one didn't happen. I'm sure Ken Holland took a look at a few things, but ultimately, nothing comes to pass for the Edmonton Oilers, so their total trade deadline moves result in Adam Henrique, Sam Carrick, and defenseman Troy Stecher coming in, and we can probably count Corey Perry coming in as a signing earlier this year as part of the Oilers trade deadline acquisition. So in total, we have Corey Perry, Adam Henrique, Sam Carrick, and Troy Stecher. The Oilers bringing in all these additions without subtracting anybody off the roster. Sam Gagner and Dylan Holloway go down to Bakersfield, but they're still available to the team and can come back up for the Stanley Cup playoffs. So the Oilers certainly no worse off there. I was in the camp that wanted to see the Oilers add at least one more piece today, but ultimately was listening to Edmonton Sports Talk earlier with Dusty and Tom Gazzola, and Dusty made a great point. The Oilers have been the best team in the NHL since November. You already have a great team chemistry. The team's been playing amazing. How badly did you really want to touch the roster? I know going into this trade deadline, we were talking about moving out Warren Foegele, Cody Ceci, Brett Kulak. I think the Oilers are ultimately a better team, keeping all three of those guys. I would have liked to have seen, like I mentioned, an upgrade to the top four, a second-line right winger brought in. But ultimately, if you keep this team together with the depth additions that they have now, Adam Henrique can play on the second line, but really excited to see the new line that I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes that will take on the Buffalo Sabres tomorrow. So the Oilers, with their additions that they've made, I think remain a strong Stanley Cup contender, and ultimately not touching the Oilers' chemistry might be the one thing that pushes them over the top come playoff time. The Vegas Golden Knights, Colorado Avalanche, Vancouver Canucks to a lesser degree, all amped up, all added today. And will it work out? Or did the Vegas Golden Knights add a bunch of players to ultimately go home in the first round? Time will tell if the Oilers should have added, but for right now, I'm going to say I'm happy with the team. Like I said, would have loved to add Jordan Eberle, a Tyler Toffoli who went for a second and a third round pick today. They would have been amazing additions, but we have the team that we have. They've been the best team in the NHL since November. We've increased the depth with Adam Henrique and Sam Carrick. Corey Perry's been excellent since joining the team. Troy Stecher gives the Oilers options at the bottom of the lineup. We still have guys like Philip Broberg, Ben Gleason, Marcus Niemelainen, guys we really haven't had a chance to see pretty much at all this year. They can come in as depth options. And like I said, two of the Oilers have Sam Gagner, Dylan Holloway, guys that can come up if other people are injured. We have lots of goaltending depth. I still would have liked to get another goaltender, like I've mentioned a few times as well. But, I mean, there's always things you can think of that you'd like to add. But ultimately, this team has a great chemistry. They've been highly successful since that horrible start to the year. They've had a bad game here and there. The Columbus game, definitely one of the worst they've played in quite a long time. But I think this team will bounce back. I think they will have a strong finish. And I'm really happy with the team that we're going into the Stanley Cup playoffs with. So those are my thoughts overall, guys, on the trade deadline. I think we made 4 solid additions here over the past few months, and this team is ready. Should they have added more? I guess we'll find out. But like I said, I'm very happy with the position this team is in, and ultimately, time will tell if Ken Holland made the right moves in what was most likely his final trade deadline as Edmonton Oilers general manager. With all that said, let's take a look at the lineup for the Edmonton Oilers for tomorrow morning when they take on the Buffalo Sabres at 10:30 a.m. So, yeah, don't sleep in for that one. Tomorrow's lineup will feature Ryan Nugent-Hopkins paired with Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman, Ryan McLeod with Leon Draisaitl and Warren Foegele, a third line that I'm very excited about, Evander Kane, Adam Henrique, and Corey Perry together, and the fourth line will feature Matthias Janmark, Sam Carrick, and Connor Brown, and it looks like Derek Ryan will be the extra forward tomorrow afternoon. Ekholm and Bouchard, Nurse and Desharnais, Kulak and Ceci are your defense pairings, and Stuart Skinner will get the start and goal. So like I said, guys, really excited to see that third line of Evander Kane, Corey Perry, and Adam Henrique paired together. I think that has the potential to be the Oilers' most effective third line in years. That first line, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Zach Hyman, and Connor McDavid, has been so effective. Hopefully they can keep going. And Leon Draisaitl, Warren Foegele, Ryan McLeod, some of the Oilers' biggest successes this year have been when those three guys have been paired together. So hopefully that works out once again, and we can get that fourth line going as well for a nice bounce-back win tomorrow morning. And just one final note I wanted to mention here before we wrapped up. The newest Edmonton Oiler, Troy Stecher, will be joining the team later today, but head coach Chris Knobloch isn't sure when Stecher is going to actually see time in the lineup. Obviously, Knobloch doesn't want to touch his top six currently, but the Oilers may do a situation in the coming weeks where they go 11-7, or maybe they will hit an injury, or there might be a night where someone just needs a night off for bumps and bruises, and Troy Stecher could come in that situation, but don't expect to see him right away in the lineup. But I think that's all I have for now, guys. So let me know your thoughts on trade deadline overall for the Edmonton Oilers. Are you happy, disappointed? What kind of grade would you give the team overall? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.